Constitution. Unit number 5 is law relating to the rights. So every citizen of India has some rights which has mentioned in the Constitution. Based on the Constitution, so we, as a journalism students, we feel that we have a separate laws. Whereas in American Constitution, there is a separate law related to the media, that is a freedom of press. But in India, we have no separate law related to the media. But we will enjoy the same facilities with the freedom of expression and speech. This is indicated, this is mentioned in the article number 19 of 1 of A. So same, in the same time, we have to be note down, there is a limitations which are mentioned in the article 19 of 2. So must be, as a journalism student, journalist, a future journalist, you must be aware of these general limitations which mentioned in the article number 19 of 2. Generally, the order, law and order issues, and the writing against the friendly nations, the writing against the defamation, the writing against the individual rights, privacy, all these comes under this act. Let us discuss about the laws relating to the rights. There is one important right we have, that is the Official Secrets Act. This is enacted in the year 1923 under the British colonial area, not in the post-independence, but it is in the British colonial area. So even though why this article, this act is still we have, because some restrictions, some indications, everyone, every citizen must maintain some indications, some restrictions against the some strictly documented documents. So for example, documents related to the army, which we are not disclosed by the army officials, even though we have Right to Information Act, but the of the documents related to the army, which are not disclosed by the Right to Information Act. So, so far in this lesson, we will discuss about the Official Secrets Act 1923. Next one is Right to Information Act, and some intellectual property rights. We have Copyright Act and right to privacy. Means if a person who supposed to ask us to don't disclose his name while writing a news article, maybe it is off the record, maybe it is very personal to them, maybe it is not needed to be known by the common citizen, then we must, as a journalism students, we must maintain the privacy of the individual. So let us discuss one by one in this in detail. Now coming to the Official Secrets Act, which is enacted in the year 1923 by the British rule, by the British government, then British government. Even though still we are continuing, means in our constitution also we have continuing the same act, because the importance of the act, we are continuing the same act. So what the act is says, the act says that one cannot approach or inspect or even pass over a prohibited place or government site. Generally, this will comes to the army places, military places, where there is a notice board. We see in generally in our in Secunderabad cantonment area and some places in Mehedipatnam and surroundings areas, there is a notice board. It is very usually we see the notice board. So we could not trespass that area, that place. So if any place is prohibited by the government or a purpose of a secret. So as a journalism student or a general citizen, whatever it is, maybe, we should not trespass the place. Why? Again, some more information about this act. Some helping the enemy state in and can be in the form of communicating as a sketch, plan, model, model of an official secret or of official passwords, official codes to the enemy is a punishable crime under this act. Where is we will get the model? Where is we will get the idea of design? Some locations where our military office design, somewhere our ammunition is located in some place. So we could not disclose these places. There is a classification what will come under the secret and what will be not secret. And again in the secret, there is three types of classifications. Let us discuss about the each discussion each about the classification. There is first we will look at about the non-classified information. Non-classified information is the information which does not require any special protection. There is no need for media to take clearance for publishing non-classified information, right? Next, we'll discuss about the classified documentation and about the information. So what will come under this classified documentation or information? There is three uh, types. Number one, they are top secret, which is very high level of classified information. Number two, secret. Secret information also would cause some serious damage to the national security. And another one is classified, already confidential. The confidential information would cause damage to be uh, harmful to national security. Another one is restricted. Restricted information would be that causes adverse effective if publicly available. So it means only for official use and which is not to be published or communicated to any person except for official purpose. So these types of classifications we have in this under this act. As a journalism students, we must be aware of this all uh, classifications of the documents or documents. Dear students, if you have any doubts, you may contact. So, dear students, what will be happen if in case we will be disclosed any design, any information, any document which is classified under confidential? As a journalism students, we will be access to the even though in military area, but by the permission of the concerned commissioned officer, then only it will be possible as whether the army officers who seeks the information to be published, they will conduct the a press meet. They were disclosed the all documents which are related to the openly the information that is to be needed to know every citizen. Recently, we have some one Operation Sindoor. There is what happened. Uh, two and two army personals, one army personnel from one another person from the air force, and one chiefs, one secretary from the defense ministry. They were disclosed what happened, what where they are targeted, which buildings they targeted, which uh, what kind of attacks they did. So they disclosed in the open press meet. So that is not meant as a secrecy. So that is need to know every person. So that is why they conducted the press meet and disclosed the all details. In case any details, even though nowadays we are seeing many how what ammunition we have Indian army. Earlier there is a very much secrets, because if we disclose the ammunition, the enemy country may know what kind of ammunition, what kind of power we have, what kind of staff we have. Everything will be maintained very much secret. But later the terms is changing now. There were even the army person also some documents which are not related to the secrecy. So every citizen must be known. So they are disclosing. We are seeing very much in the recent newspapers, we see in the newspapers and television channels, there is a much information about the ammunition how, and our military and our army personnel uh, attack the enemies, the terrorist places, all this we know. And how much animation ammunition we have, all this we means every citizen, common citizen also known about this through newspapers and television news documentaries and special stories, and number of stories now uh, broadcasting in a number of news channels. Let us discuss about the punishment in case it is not mentioned as a open document. As a journalism students, if you accessed any document or any information and should not be disclosed, means whether it is mentioned as a secret, we could not disclose in our media, through our media, either maybe it is a print media or electronic media. What will be the punishment? Punishment is not only for the journalism student or journalist, it is for everyone who do against this act will be punishable under this act. So actually this why this act is enabled, because the then British government, they have to be maintain some secrecy. So they are uh, for that one also, and they in the British ruling, there is a much curbs on the press. There is a n number of restrictions. So they enacted, they, they were planned this act. If any person for any purpose harmful to the security, safety, and of the interest of the nation, of the state, state means India, our nation, will be punishable under this act. What punishment? The punishment under the Official Secrets Acts ranges from 3 to 14 years of imprisonment. A person who is pursues under this act can be charged with the crime, even if the action was unintentional, unintentional, and not intended to endanger the security of India. But even though there is a punishment up to 3 to 5 years. So that is why As a journalism students, we must be aware which is secret, which is not secret. Next, in this, there is a very much contradictory. What is comes under the Official Secret Act? What is comes under the Public Information Act? The Right to Information Act. But we will discuss one by one. First, let us know about the Right to Information Act. What will comes under this act? All this will any office which is run by the government or running as a enterprises of the government will comes under this act. So Right to Information Act, which is enacted in the year 2005, the Right to Information Act was enacted on June 15, 2005, and it came into force on October 12, 2005. This act was enacted to provide for setting out the practical regime of the right to information for citizens in the country. For what objectives? There is every act as some objectives, every act or every article, some objectives. For what act? For here we need to know the some objectives of about the Right to Information Act. The main objective is to secure access to information under the control of public authorities in order to promote accountability and transparency in the working of each public authority, each institution, government institutions, government uh, offices, and educational institutions which were run by the government. Wherever the amount spent by the government, that will comes under this act. The another major objective is Right to Information Act to empower the citizens of India, promote transparency, accountability in the working of the government run institutions, and informed citizen is better. Informed citizen is better equipped to keep necessary vigil on the instruments of governance and make the government more accountable to the public. The RTI Act is an important step towards making the citizen informed about the activities of the government for the purpose of discharging duties, central government and state information government. So based on this act, there is two main institutions were established. The first one is a Central Information Commission, and second one is a state level, that is a State Information Commission. So each level of these commissions have the personnel who look after the any violation in this act. So let us discuss about the Central Information Commission. This commission is set up under the Right to Information Act, and it is authorized. It is a authorized body established to act upon the complaints received by them. Who complains? Every citizen has a right to collect the information from the government offices. In case they did not get the information, they will approach to this information commission. So the CIS, information commission consists of the chief information commissioner and not more than 10 information commissioners. So there is a limit up to 10. So CIC, Central Information Commissioner, and information commissions are appointed by the President of India. Recommendation by the government, state government recommends the persons. So based on the recommendation, the President of India appoints the information commissioners at central level. Now coming to the state level, the same structure is applied here in the state level also. State Information Commission will be constituted by the state government through a gazette notification, and it consists of one state chief information commissioner, chief information commissioner, and not more than 10 state information commissioners, and there are appointed by the government of the concerned states, the governor of the concerned states. The chief information commissioner and information commissioner shall hold the office for the term of 5 years, either in a state level or central level. The term for the member means the commissioner, the information commissioner, the term is 5 years. What happens in the one citizen who applied to get the information to one office? What is the procedure will happen? What process being conducted by the offices? The process of RTI involves timely disclosure of information by the public authorities. It starts with receiving RTI request and ends with providing information to the applicants. Each authority means maybe it is a government organization, government institution, or enterprise. For example, banks and Singareni College Company, NTPC. These all are mini Ratna companies, Navaratna companies. All those comes under the government purview. Not only the exactly government means a purely government, even the enterprises also comes under the Right to Information Act. Each authority which is covered under this RTA Act has to appoint their public information officer. The designation is public information officer. And any person may write a request to the public information officer to get the information. A individual person who wishes to seek information from a public authority is required to send the application along with a demand draft or a banker's check or even a postal order, Indian postal order with the rupees of 10. So the application fees is 10 rupees for the common people. In case if you have a BPL card, below poverty line card, so you don't need to pay any application fees to the concerned officer to get the information. So general amount is rupees 10. In case the officials, the public information officer who is not given the details, the information, then a citizen has a right, means applicant has a right to reach the information commission at a state level. In case the matter is related to the central level, so the person means the applicant can reach the information commissioner. So he appeal at the information commissioner, the appeal goes to the information commissioner. Actually, in the process of RTI application, within the 30 days, the public information of the concerned office need is responsibility to give the information to the applicant. Sometimes it may be a 15 days relaxation to the public information officer. So at least by the 45 days, the authority, the public information officer, he must be give the information to the applicant. In case the applicant is not satisfied with the information which is given by the public information officer or within the stimulated period, then the applicant has a right to approach the appellate authority. Appellate authority means there is again one appellate authority for each office. In case there is also you means an applicant did not get the information, so the next step is the applicant will reach the information commission at a state level, state information commission, at a central level, central information commission. There is a commissioners for each level. For example, uh, at state level, one is a chief state information commissioner and some information commissioners. Recently, we have in Telangana state, our Chandrasekhar Reddy is the state information commissioner. Very recently, he was appointed as a chief information commissioner. So, and there is again 5 information commissioners also appointed very recently, some just 2, 3, 4 days ago only. So every state, it is applies to the every state. Every state must be appointed the information commissioners. So each commissioner again some departments based on their relative field. So, for example, one commissioner who look after the Department of Health, Department of Revenue, Department of Municipalities. Another person is related to the education. So that is happens. In case you are not get as a applicant, you are not get the information from the concerned office, what will be your right? As a citizen, you have a right to get to appeal the first appellate authority, later to go to the information commission. Then even after there is an information commission, they inquire your application, they summons to the concerned public information officer, and also they intimate the applicant to attend in physically to the office concerned date. So if it is proved the concerned public information officer who has not given the proper information or the out of the limitation of the duration, then what will be happens? There is a penalty. The information commissioner, the information commissioner after inquiry, uh, not only a single sitting, maybe it may be some 2 times or 3 times a year. First, the information commissioner who orders the public information officer to give the particular information within the time period. Even though from the commissioner's order, the public information officer of the government office, he as if he is not obey the orders of the information commissioner, then there is a penalty. In the next hearing, the information commissioner who gives the some penalty to the public information officer at the office level. Dear students, if you have any doubts, you may raise your hands, and you may otherwise you may ask, or you type in the chat room. I will read it and update you uh, with the clarifications. We'll go to the what is the penalty under this act, where the Central Information Commission or the State Information Commission, while deciding any complaint, finds that without any reasonable cause, a public authority refuse to receive an application for information or has not furnished information within the time specified under the RTI Act, or denied the request for the information, or knowingly given incorrect, incomplete, or misleading information, or destroyed information which was the subject of the request, or obstructed in any manner in furnishing the information, a penalty of 250 rupees is imposed for each day till the RTI applicant receives the required information or the information is furnished. However, this penalty is not exceed rupees 25,000, means daily 250 means 10 days it is a 2,500. 100 days, even after 100 days, the public information commissioner, public information officer of the government office is not given, so he will be fined up to 25,000 rupees. Dear students, is any doubts with you on this topic? There is a much controversy about this Official Information Act and Right to Information Act. Some authorities says that the document which is which is a top secret concern with the national security, only at the time of the concern with the national security only. Already in the Official Secrets Acts we learnt about the there is a classified about each document, maybe top secret and uh, a furnishable item, and may it is a normal secret. But whatever it is, wherever it is, in case the document is linked with the purview of our national security, very much be focused. Only the point is a national security only. It is not it is not applicable. It is not comes under the Right to Information Act. For example, uh, there is a controversy again. Army officers. In case if we ask about the any ammunition, whether it is a top secret, they did not disclose. But the information it is in the office of army. There is a information which is related to the finance, means the finance about the employees, means the army staff. So that is a open document. So the public information officer must give to the applicant. So there is a already we have discussed in the official secrets only which is affected, which is reflects the national security issue, then only that is only calls as a official secret. Yeah, dear students, if you have any doubts, you may uh, ask me, and you may chat in the chat room. Let you know by the clarification. If you have no doubt, we'll move to the another topic, the intellectual property rights. Why these intellectual property rights? Because every person has its own creativity, ability to do some creativity works. So if we may copy it, it will be not it is not ethical to us in case we copy it. So that is why there is a intellectual property rights for uh, the original owner. The intellectual property rights are the rights or a protection granted to the owners or creator or the of that particular intellectual property. The intellectual property rights includes trademarks, copyright, patents, industrial design, uh, and some trade secrets. For example, we see there is, if any logo, there is a one within the small letters there is a TM. Somewhere we see the company logos. That is registered under the trademark license. So others could not copy it. And artistic work, including literature and music, along with that discoveries, innovations, words, phrases, symbols, and designs are considered and protected as intellectual property. For example, I have written one textbook that will comes under the Copyright Act. So that is also intellectual property. So the owner has the right, if he is agree, he may use the rights to the other person to use his work, his uh, the is topics which are published in that book. So must take the permission from the owner. So let us discuss about the duration of intellectual property rights. So each intellectual property rights has some duration. Either maybe it is a design or a new innovation, or it is a formula of a tablet, for example, a medical medicine tablet. Now we see the some generic tablets, medicines, and original medicine. So there is a generic medicine that the formula is same, but the intellectual property rights, the duration is completed. Then after it will be open to all. So anyone can use that formula to prepare the medicine. For example, this is related to the medicine. I have given here this example. Generally, 20 years from the date of filing of a patent application. The duration is 20 years. For trademarks, trademark registration is valid for 10 years from the date of filing an application, which is considered to be the date of registration of trademark. Next one is a copyright. Copyright generally lasts for a period of 60 years. See some films, movies, we see a 60 years ago movie, again it will be with the new actors or a new screenplay that will come. So there is a 60 years of the copyright. And some chip layout, design, etc. is for 10 years from the date of filing application for the registration. For protection of registered crop varieties, even though crop varieties means in the agriculture, 18 years for trees and vines, and 15 years for other crops and existing varieties. Generally, we see in newspapers and media a scientist from the agriculture who discovered a new type of uh, seed of a rice. So he has a patent right until 18 years, or it may be comes under the 15 years, either 18 years or 15 years, right? Next, coming to discuss about the Copyright Act. The Copyright Act is enacted in the year 1957. The copyright is a set of rights given by the law to the creators of literary, musical, dramatic, and artistic works, and the producers of cinematography films and sound recordings, and the copyright law protects these works by the law in the country. Even though there is a cinematography act, a separate act which is enacted in the year 1952. So there is also some points included about this act. In case of a literary or a musical or a dramatic work, to do and authorize the doing of any of the following deeds, namely to produce the work in any material from, to publish the works, to perform the work in public, to produce, reproduce, perform, or publish any translation of the work. So all these related to the literary. Now coming to discuss about the some artistic work. In case of an artistic work, to do or give permission for the doing of any of the following deeds, namely which includes to publish the work, reproduce the work in any material from, include the work in the any cinematography film, make any adoption of the work. All this in case of cinematography film, to do or give permission for the doing of any of the following acts, namely to make a copy of a film. Here we need to know about these two acts, whether it will comes to the cinematography act. Here we need to know about these two acts. One is about the cinematography act, and another one is a copyright act. Cinematography act is enacted in the year 1952, and copyright act is enacted in the year 1957. Whereas coming to the cinematography, uh, following acts, namely to make a copy of the film, cast the film in so far as it comprises of a visual images to be seen in a public, and in so far as it comprised of a sounds to be heard in a public, means music we could not copy it, images and visuals we could not copy it until unless there is a no permission from the owner. It is clear to you? And also make any record embodying the recording in any part of the soundtrack related with the film by using soundtrack. All this comes under the act, the Copyright Act. In the case of record to do give permission for the doing of any the following acts by using record, namely make any other record embodying the same recording. Sometimes we see songs which are re-recorded from the previous movies, and it is possible with the permission of the owner. Make any other record embodying the same recording. This cause the recording embodied in the record to be art in public, communicate their recording embodied in the record by radio transmission also comes under this act. There is again duration of the each copyright. Already we have discussed about the Copyright Act. The author or creator for original literary or dramatic, musical or artistic work are given for a lifetime of the author, along with the another 60 years from being of the next following the year the other dies. Whereas cinematography films, the sound recordings, government works, public undertakings, for other cinematography films, sound recordings, government works, uh, otherwise international agencies, photographs, etc. The copyright exists for 60 years, is counted from the date of publication of the work. Let us discuss about the another important topic, that is right to privacy. Each individual has given the right to privacy by the constitution. So our involvement as a journalist student, journalist, or a journalism student, or journalist, or even a common man, or a citizen, common citizen, we must be obey this article. The right to privacy is protected is as an increased, uh, it is in the part of the right to life and personal liberty under article 21 of the Indian constitution, as a part of the freedom of guaranteed by part 3 of Indian constitution. Right to privacy is an in violable human right of individuals, but the degree of privacy differs from the person to person and from the situation to situation. For example, if there is a celebrity, even though he is a individual, but we will see, we will read, we will see the in the television channels, new media, the privacy means if a person who is a celebrity is just fall down in the hall, is in his own house, we may give the news because that is a situation. So the common people, the general citizen who thinks that they have to know what happened their celebrity, their interested celebrity. So that time, but in case a very much privacy, it if the person, if the celebrity, even though if he asks, the the matter is off the record, the matter is not required to know the general citizen, then we should not give it in without his approve, without his consent. The privacy is protected under Article 21 of the Constitution that guarantees the right to life and personal liberty, where no personal shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty except according to procedure established by the law. So, as a this is and comes under the law. As a journalism, as a media person, we must know the laws related to the right to privacy. Now, coming to discuss about the more about the right to privacy. There is a universal declaration of human rights under the Article 12. It says that no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, with his family, with his home or correspondence, no to attacks upon his honor and reputation. And India is a party to it. So this is made by the International Act, International Human Rights Associations. What will comes under the, what is the link with the uh, press and the right to privacy? The press should not introduce or invade the privacy of an individual unless it is outweighed by genuine overriding public interest, where it is meant to the public interest, very genuine, then only we have to be published, we have to be given in to be broadcast, we have to be display in the new media. Two conditions, that is whether it should be a public interest and it should be a genuine. When an individual person concerned himself or herself reveals the facts about their private life before a large gathering or in a meeting, etc., then it can be carried in media without any confusion, because he is himself, means the celebrity himself is saying about some, and they were revealing the secrets or some points about them in a public meeting, in the public gathering, so that it will be covered by the media. Whatever it is, then it can be carried in the media, it will not constitute as the invasion of privacy. Whatever it is, sometimes the persons who speaks some vulgar language in an open meeting or in an open gathering, but as a media personnel, we should not be give the words which are unparliamentary in the newspaper or which are not used in the broadcasting article. We must be cautious about the every word, even the person who disclose, who reveals. But general ethics, general law, general code of conduct is applicable to the every journalist, either maybe a printed media or a broadcast media or a new media. We must not be disclose, means we could not publish or broadcast those words which are revealed by the concerned person, even though we could not be published. In many times, we have a number of examples, number of cases against this privacy as a general law, general code of conduct, by general ethics maintained by media houses and journalists. They don't disclose, they don't publish, they don't give in is a broadcast. So sometimes if we see any video, if there is a vulgar word role in that video by the person, means the celebrity or the speaker, we see some mute voice. Why? Because general code of conduct for the journalist, we should not give it. So we must stop. We give that a deep beep sound in place of that words. So as a journalism students, we must be aware of all these rights. Namely, we have information. We have for the journalist, the information the Right to Information Act, RTI, that is very much useful for the journalist. Even though while collecting the information, we must be cautious, we must be aware what should be disclosed, what should not be disclosed, how to disclose. Even sometimes we see uh, we could not disclose the names in case of any child related, in case of any woman, or in case of any crime where we could not disclose the names. So it will attract, it will be punishable. It is against the code of conduct. It is against the media ethics. It is against the law of India. It is against the Indian constitutions. There is a number of controls. We, as a journalism students, must be aware of these points while writing our news article. Dear students, if you have any doubts, you may place your doubt in either in the type in a chat box, either raise your hand and ask me. I will get you back with the clarifications. Dear students, this is exclusively for the interaction purpose. You may participate as many as you advise your classmates, your friends, to ask them to participate in the counseling classes. And this is a more interactivity session. If you ask anything, this is because a classroom ambience, you will get, you are getting the clarification with one to one. It is possible with this online classes. Well, my dear students, uh, so far we have discussed about the Copyright Act, intellectual property rights, and some Official Secrets Act, and Right to Information Act. About in the uh, Right to Information. Here I am concluding this session. In the Right to Information Act, we at the state level, State Information Commission have to be set up. At the central level, Central Information Commission have to be set up. Whereas a Copyright Act, there is a limit for 60 years. Again, trademark, there is a 10 years ownership. Again, intellectual properties for agriculture, it is 18 years and 15 years based on the varieties. And music and other literature, which is 20 years of a duration, means the ownership as a exclusive rights until 20 years. Otherwise, without permission, we could not copy the same. Thank you very much, dear students, for attending these counseling classes. With the new topic, means a new lesson, we will meet again in the next session.